Central Illinois is the CI in CI Living.
A new sci-fi thriller is the talk of the Sundance Film Festival this year. Film critic Pam Powell talks to the director of Duel, what he says about taking the idea from script to the big screen.
Riley Stearns, thank you so much for joining me to talk about your Sundance film coming up, premiering on January 22nd in Park City, Utah. It should have been, we're doing it virtually this year. We'll talk about that later, but the film is called Duel. Wow, what a film. Stars Karen Gillan and Aaron Paul. What sparked creating this story?
I had an idea for a short back after I made my first short that was at Sundance, or I guess it was my third short, but my short that got into Sundance in 2013, made that, and I had this idea for a feature, but in the between, I wrote this short film that had an actor acting opposite themselves at a certain point, and because that never ended up getting made, I couldn't really get away from the idea of having an actor be opposite themselves, and I know it's sort of a gimmicky thing that people have done in the past, but I felt like I had an interesting spin on it, and that sort of evolved into what Duel is today, and weaving life experience and emotions that I wanted to be present. I was able to make something that I feel really, really proud of.
Very good. It was a lot of fun, very dark and a lot of fun at the same time.
That sounds like me, yeah.
When you pitched this film to the production company, tell me the words that you used to describe to get this thing done.
Fun thing about having two features under my belt is that the producers actually just read the script and kind of knew what my tone would be, because this is the third one, and didn't really have to pitch anything to XYZ. They just trusted me kind of off the bat. And I met with other producers prior to them that didn't really get this movie, and it wasn't for them, or they wanted changes to be made or what have you. And XYZ just kind of got it and trusted the process and have been perfect partners on it ever since. But yeah, dark, funny, all of those things that I kind of try to do in my stuff. And it sounds like you kind of got that as well from it.
Oh, absolutely. And The Art of Self-Defense was actually one of the films that my film critic partner, Chuck Koplinski, and I raved about a couple of years ago.
Thank you.
So similar tone. Let's talk about that tone. Tell our viewers a little bit about what the film is about and the tone that you do take with it.
Yeah, so the Duel is about a woman who has is suffering from a terminal disease, and in this alternate reality, you can have yourself cloned so that your family doesn't have to miss you. They kind of just take over for you. But in this instance, our lead, Karen Gillan, who's plays Sarah, ends up going into remission, and since there can't be two of you existing at the same time, they're ordered to train for a duel to the death that will take place a year after the set date. And that doesn't give away anything. Like, the rest of the movie then happens from there, and I think that people are going to be surprised at how little that says about where the movie goes, and I think the feelings that you get from it. But it's a film that, again, is darkly comedic. It's violent at times, but it also never kind of lingers on violence. And I think it's a really human film for as stylized as I tend to try to be and write. It's grounded a little bit more than Self-Defense, but it still has moments of hyper-reality. If you liked that movie, I think that you kind of know what you're in for. But yeah, it's my third movie. I feel like there's a little sense of maturity that's kind of come through this time around, and sense of confidence that maybe I didn't have in the first two films.
Karen had to have, well, she had two roles. She played herself and then her duplicate self. And she had a deadpan kind of sense of humor, yet everything was very poignant at the same time. Tell us about creating that tone, not just in the script, but with your actors as well.
Yeah, I think that because everything is comedic in the movie, but it's comedic, but not in a jokey sort of sense. It's not like a broad comedy. And so I've talked about this before on the other movies, but it's the same is true here. When in this dialogue, if you say it as if it's a joke, it's not funny. It doesn't like help the tone. If you talk about, or if you say a line as if your character believes it implicitly, that's where the humor lies. So the ridiculousness of the line is the humor, not the way that the actor performs it. So try to remove a lot of the emotion in the delivery. And I think that self-defense removed more of it than I think this movie does. But again, like you said, there's a deadpan nature to everything. And I think that I tend to call it more like removed emotionally than deadpan, but along those lines for sure.